Tangwe doje jajar zandra jinja mada duja ponjam ba surja lumba dabra jibaka. Shukje jabu jabdungu zanzar durjin janje dalo naro tan mapamala juje gambo ba pamodra ba jawandu gongba. Kajula mananje da jonje danandana zara domje da lama laba laye jizo zon la zon yondin jamzang alaw. Dendri donjin bagala zor dagalo chuzon rawara zinja labdo zor chu lamdon rawara zinja labdo lam drawa zevar zinja labdo zon drawa yishi zanja var zinja labdo zor gongke tenjen rewan jong gaba me ba je ba me ba ta me ba Wa me bandro me ba ta de to me donje me tu ba ni je je den ba zo ba san je ma nan je tam ba de la zan zar de chen chen za ba la ma je je ko zon do je chen lob da ge ju lam be da ga tam ba dan sun je je don ja jen ban da par san je la do so Dear Dharma brothers and sisters, today I'm going to teach on the second part of jewel lamp, prayers of Bodhicitta. I taught until 7 verse last Sunday, and today is on the 7th verse. Thank you. Verses 7, it says, "For whom is the noble assembly not a refuge with its 8 special realization and freedom attributes, free as it is from the obscurations of attachment, impediment, and a lesser path, and with the realizations of how things are, what there is, and the inner." The noble assembly is our third refuge. In the Sanskrit, it is Sangha. Between the noble Sangha and the Sangha, there is a little difference, because the noble Sangha means those who attend the realization of the path, but also whoever has Bodhicitta is noble Sangha. So we all should be noble Sangha. We must not forget to protect Mother Sentient beings. Actually, there are 8 qualities of Sangha, just as with the Buddha and the Dharma. First is the quality of knowing the profound nature of phenomena. The second is the quality of knowledge, whatever exists. Third is the quality of knowing inner awareness. Fourth is the quality of knowledge itself. Fifth is the quality of liberation from obstructive delusion. Obscuration. This fifth is the quality of liberation from the obscuration of attachment. Sixth is the quality of liberation from obstructive delusion. Seventh is the quality of liberation from lower paths. Eighth is the quality of liberation itself. The quality of knowing the profound nature of phenomena means a Sangha realizes that there is no difference between self and others. The quality of knowing whatever exists means a Sangha realizes the Buddha nature provides the minds of all mother sentient beings. The quality of knowing inner awareness means to realize the generation and completion stages as well as the three baskets. The quality of knowledge itself means the realization of selflessness. The quality of liberation from the obscuration of attachment. This refers to having purified attachment to the objects of the five sins, but still having a subtle attachment to meditation. However, a Sangha has purified this. The quality of liberation from obstructive delusion. This means during the post-meditation phase, one has trouble recognize illusory nature of phenomena. But a Sangha has purified this. The quality of liberation from lower paths is that some of the Sangha have attained the 10th bhumis. So they are very close to Buddhahood. They have already purified obscurations of lower paths. The quality of liberation itself. This means, as Buddha said, you are your own protector. So if you become in authentic Sangha, you can liberate by yourself. But it doesn't mean you don't need to take refuge vow. It means you have become the triple gem. Perhaps you think, oh, I am not Sangha because I don't have these 8 qualities. But don't be discouraged. You are Sangha because you have Bodhicitta and compassion. Bodhicitta and compassion are the most important factors necessary to protect others. When you protect others through bodhicitta and compassion, then these 8 qualities will grow in your mind. Since you took refuge, you become Sangha. But as I mentioned earlier, there are different levels of Sangha. Even though there are different levels of Bodhisattvas. So it is your decision as to what level of Sangha to be. Actually, taking the refuge vow has a great benefit because it is the foundation of all other vows, and it also protects you from encountering many obstacles. Next is verse 8. I think that even with Saravasuti in one's throat, it would be hard to find an example for the great wishful feeling. Bodhicitta tree that so easily accomplishes people's desires, flourishing in the ground of compassion and watered by love. Saraswati is goddess of wisdom. She she exemplifies beauty in poetry. She has melodious voice. So the power of her wisdom and melodious speech and beautiful body for fulfills and accomplishes the needs of practitioners. Bodhicitta also accomplishes practitioners' wishes. But to grow the tree of Bodhicitta, the ground of compassion, is extremely important. In the practice of 4 immeasurables, the first one has to do with Bodhicitta. But when it comes to practice, we need to start with equanimity. If we don't develop equanimity first, then when we practice love and compassion, our Bodhicitta may be limited to our friends and family. The practice of equanimity equalizes friends and enemies in our minds. Usually, our enemies in this life were in our past lives, our friends or family in former lives. For example, King Chisung Devji in 8th century, who had a daughter who passed away when she was 17 years old. The king of Sungsin Gampo, king of Chisung Devjin, he asked Guru Pema Sambhava, how could it be that my daughter had such a good karma to be born a princess, and to meet you and receive blessing? And yet she still had the negative karma to die so young. Then Guru Pema Sambhava replied, your daughter will be born in a princess was not due to her good karma. Long ago, you and I and Kinchi Bodhisattva Shantarakshita were born to the same parents. We were from a lower caste family, and we lived near the Bodhinatha stupa in Nepal. At that time, your daughter, the princess, took birth as a fly and landed on your body. You carelessly sweated at the fly and killed it. It is due to karmic debt. That fly was reborn as your daughter and caused you suffering by dying so young. In the 7 branches of ignorance, one is equanimity, which means not caring about your friends and family and just being lazy. This is not the equanimity that we are discussing. The friends and family of this life and our friends and family in previous lives are not different. For example, there is no difference between your affection for your older and younger siblings. All Mother Xingxing beings have been your parents and friends. Some already have been, some are right now. If you know all beings to be your family and friends, then it is very easy to generate Bodhicitta. And so your Bodhicitta is a very pure Bodhicitta. Especially if it is someone who being your enemy cause harm or trouble for you. You will care for them even more as if they were your naughty child. And also you will be filled with a strong wish to liberate them from suffering. This is immeasurable compassion. If they are liberated from suffering and healthy and wealthy and so forth, you will be delighted. This is immeasurable joy. The Bodhicitta is like a wish-fulfilling tree. But you have to be authentic in your Bodhicitta. If you are, then all of your wishes will be accomplished by the power of Bodhicitta. If you don't have Bodhicitta, then even if Saraswati is in your throat, still it would be difficult to accomplish your wish. This is in analogy. The Saraswati is a powerful deity. If she is in your throat, of course, you can accomplish all of your wishes because her being in your throat is dependent on your Bodhicitta. Next verse is next is verse 9. How could the wish to help that a mother, father, sage, or even Brahma has possibly extend to every living creature, like Supreme Bodhicitta? The Bodhicitta is a supreme mind because its concern provides as limitlessly as space and beyond. Our parents have great love, but this love is only for us. The sages or even Brahma have great love, but their love is also limited. In order to have unlimited bodhicitta, we don't need to change our body, our life, or our career. Also, we don't need to be monks and nuns. In order to have Bodhicitta, but we need to change only one thing, which is our mind. So if your parents or your teachers or your religion don't have Bodhicitta, still you can become a great Bodhisattva without changing your religion and without causing discomfort to your parents and teachers. Instead of discomfort, you could be your teacher's teacher and your parents' parents through your boundless Bodhicitta. If you become a great Bodhisattva, you will be great shelter for mother beings. And you will be like the sun's warmth in the winter and as refreshing as a lake in the summer. Also, you will be like fruit for whoever expects a healthy body. You will be like a healing medicine for whoever wishes to recover from illness. Next is verse 10. Just like the lotus among flowers, is Bodhicitta supreme among all virtues thoughts. Since having it brings immediate and final happiness, one should make every effort to produce it. Actually, there are many kinds of virtue, like prostration, prayer, and visualizations, and so forth. Among them, the mind of Bodhicitta is most excellent. Because with Bodhicitta, these practices attain their fullest meaning. For example, other practices are like hot water, and Bodhicitta is like instant coffee. I think you like coffee. If the two mix together, then they will become more potent and tasty. There are also many types of love. Our parents' love for their children, a couple's love for each other's, the love of friendship, they all very worthwhile, but they cannot compete with the mind of Bodhicitta. Because some of these kinds of love can be one-sided or come with expectations. The love of Bodhicitta is equal for all and provides all beings without any expectations. Especially if someone loves with Bodhicitta, an object of the love acts in a harmful or in a negative way, still that person will give them more love, and think all harm is like a precious treasure. That's why this verse says, just like the lotus among flowers is Bodhicitta supreme among all the virtues taught. Next is verse 11. Since even knowledge of all modes of meditation has its origin in just this supreme bodhicitta, those who wish for freedom should certainly make it their work. All living beings equally wish not to suffer, but they are already caught in the net. So we can say they are rushing to free themselves from suffering. Whether they believe in attaining Buddhahood or not, their wish to be free of suffering tells us that they do want to become Buddhas. Someone's wish to attain Buddhahood tells us they wish to be free from suffering. So in their minds, the same wish has arisen just from different perspectives. This one wish, though from different angles, is established and achieved from one cause, which is Bodhicitta. Next is verse 12. If one investigates to find the supreme method for accomplishing the aims of oneself and others, it comes down to Bodhicitta alone. Being certain of this, develop it with joy. Do you like this verse? For example, if you are thirsty, then there is no question of your bringing to mind water or liquid. If you are hot, then there is no question of your bringing to mind fans or air conditioner. If you are hungry, then there is no question of your thinking about food or fruits or yogurt. Similarly, whenever you long for your or others' happiness, you must remember Bodhicitta. Because Bodhicitta is the most excellent method for bringing that about. If you don't believe me, then close your eyes for 30 seconds and then think, may my loved one be happy. Then when you have finished examining your mind and see if you are happy or not. If you are not suffering in that moment, then this is the proof the Bodhicitta does not bring suffering. If you think, oh, this is not real happiness, this is just the absence of suffering, then you are right. This is just beginning of facing in the direction of Bodhicitta, like the drone that comes before the sunrise. If you make progress with this practice, then your happiness will also grow. At that time, you will experience genuine happiness. For accomplishing your own aims and those of others, you need Bodhicitta. I give you another example. In countries, in countries where there are many elected leaders, if a candidate promises to help people in different ways, then people will want to vote for them. But if a candidate says, I want to be elected to do many things to benefit myself, and I won't help you, then nobody will vote for them. So the words, I will help you, have quality of Bodhicitta. The words, I will help you, have quality of Bodhicitta. If just these words alone have power, so there's no question of the strength of Bodhicitta. Sometimes you may think, how can I help all sentient beings? You are right, you cannot help all sentient beings. But all sentient beings can help you. This is very important when we pray. So how? Through your wishing that all sentient beings be happy and full of joy. At that time, your egoistic mind will melt. So this is how all sentient beings help you. Through your Bodhicitta towards them. Next is verse 13. The good that is Bodhicitta does not give fruit just once. Under the knowledge of all modes of meditation, it does not finish, but gets ever greater. When knowledge of all modes of meditation is reached, the rain of precious Dharma from the warm form, body, cloud nourishes the shoots of the good that people do. The pineapple tree bears fruit only once. and never bears fruit again. Bodhicitta is not like that. Most wild flowers blossom only one time of year. Bodhicitta is not like that. The sun rises only once a day. Bodhicitta is not like that. Then what is bodhicitta like? The tree of bodhicitta repeatedly bears fruit. The flower of bodhicitta always blossoms. The sun of bodhicitta rises all the time. The bodhicitta that you generate right now will support your journey through the paths and bhumis all the way to enlightenment. And after you become enlightened, even then, bodhicitta will be the cause of your nirmanakayas and sambhogakaya. Then your activities will be endless, and your benefit from other beings will be boundless. So don't ignore a single moment's opportunity to generate bodhicitta. Next is verse 14. Inner knowledge amongst knowledge, the wish-fulfilling gem amongst all jewels, the supreme state amongst fleet-footed is bodhicitta amongst thoughts. As we know, there are many forms of knowledge, like there are stars in the night. The majority of these different kinds of knowledge have different ways of benefiting for the sake of this life. But if we need to know the inner mind and mentalities of beings, then inner knowledge or philosophy is most important. There are many jewels, for example, diamond, emeralds, rubies, sapphires, and so on. They are precious objects. But if we have a wish-fulfilling gem, this is the most precious among them. Among the four-legged, the supreme state is the fastest, right? Perhaps you think airplanes or rockets are the fastest, but they cannot compete with the supreme state. But in the degeneration times, we are not able to use the supreme state. There are many different kinds of thoughts. For instance, thoughts that have to do with one's career and performing one's job in this life, thoughts that have to do with freeing freeing only oneself from samsara and so forth. But the mind of Bodhicitta generates thoughts that come from being able to feel others' suffering and wish that each and every mother sentient beings will be happy. Bodhicitta is like the earth. It supports all creatures that walk on it and all the vegetations that grows on it. Bodhicitta is also like a vast ocean. It provides a home for all the marine life. Bodhicitta is like a space. It makes room for everything with wings to fly through it. So just as the front and back of a hand are both flesh, wherever and whenever we practice bodhicitta, it is the cause of happiness in this life and the next, all the way until enlightened mind. If you are only materialist, then it is understandable if you do not believe in the in the Buddha. Yeah, because you cannot see him right now. But there is no reason for you not to believe in the qualities of Bodhicitta. Because if you are able to meditate on Bodhicitta for even 1 minute, you will feel the happiness. That is proof that Bodhicitta creates happiness. If you believe in the immaterial, then you can understand how Bodhicitta is a source of happiness and a happy mind. Next is verse 15. The sun, the moon, a lamp, a lightning flash. They may illuminate, but they hardly clear away the inner murk. This Bodhicitta is extolled by the holy as completely. How to read it? Exterior painting the darkness of living beings. Exterior, right? It's quite hard. EXTIRPATING. Exterior. EXTIRPATING. Extirpating, probably. Yeah. Yeah, this is quite hard. No, we run away from there. So, the sun, the moon, a lamp, a lightning flash. They may illuminate, but they hardly clear away the inner murk. Extir extirpating. Oh, thank you very much. Yes, extirpating. Yeah, this Bodhicitta is extolled, extolled by the holy as completely, then extirpating the darkness of living beings. Yes, the sun, moon, lamp, and lightning can remove the darkness of the night, but they cannot remove inner darkness, which is ignorance. This is true, right? This is true. Because until now we are still into the sun, but we don't discount them. But the nature of ignorance is such that it can only be illuminated by Bodhicitta. Most importantly, only Bodhicitta can clear up the root of ignorance. Ignorance is the cause of grasping, and grasping has two properties. First, it contains suffering for oneself. Second, it creates suffering for others through generating afflictive emotions. The Bodhicitta also has two functions. First, it contains happiness for oneself. Second, it creates happiness for others by generating rejoicing and sincerity towards them. Next is verse 16. Every benefit and joy originates in this Bodhicitta of the victor's children. Victor's children. There is no way that a wish-fulfilling gem can ever compete with it. All temporarily happiness and genuine benefit depends on Bodhicitta. If you have Bodhicitta, you become the Buddha's heart son or daughter. And then all the Dharma protectors and Yidam deities rejoice for you. And they are always with you for helping your practice and aiding you in benefiting others through your Dharma activities. If you have a wish-fulfilling gem, it can help you to gain benefit for this life. For example, if you would like to transform poverty into wealth and losing to victory and anonymity to fame, the gem can help you. But Bodhicitta can help you with this things easily and happily, and more than that, beyond this life, Bodhicitta will help you to become Buddha. Okay. Next verse is 17. Oh, yeah. 17. Once the plantain tree gives forth its fruit, it is incapable of bearing fruit again. But even after bearing fruit, virtue influenced by bodhicitta increase without end. In the Dharma texts, often give this example. So planting tree is basically hollow, right? Hollow, maybe hollow. HOLLOW, hollow. But there says it bears fruit only one, and then never bears fruit again. I have never seen this tree, but we understand the characteristics of this tree. Bodhicitta bears fruit limitlessly. This we already know from the explanations of the previous verses. Not just bodhicitta by itself bears fruit limitlessly, but any practice combined with bodhicitta will have limitless results. Next is verse 18. Having gone to the base of the Paranjataka tree, if you make a wish, your desired aim will be fulfilled. So true bodhicitta has the power to fulfill the desired aims of living beings. We often hear that bodhicitta fulfills our virtues, aims completely. But we have to analyze how it accomplishes that. While we don't analyze it first, how it accomplished the stage to Buddhahood, and it turns us into Bodhisattva. We can, in a simple way, step by step, examining how it accomplished our goals, such as harmony with family and friends, and also it creates peace and balance between mind and body. If you have time to analyze, you should try to reflect on it. Then you will get clear awares, more clear than my words. What we call nirvana or pure land is a place of happiness. If we want to go to a place of happiness, then we can go through a, a happy mind. The real happy mind is Bodhicitta. Next is verse 19. A tree, its branches, and the fully ripened fruit are all dependent on the earth seed. Every fine thing in samsara and nirvana is contingent on bodhicitta. This is a very clear analogy because uh, all the plants come from a seed in the earth. There is not a single plant that grows in the air independent of the earth. Similarly, all good actions, right speech, and loving minds arise from bodhicitta. Actions and speech come from motivation. When you have good motivation, your action will be positive. For example, when you rescue a bug with your hands, your hands make movements, but the intention comes from your mind. Likewise, when you say something kind, your speech is led by your motivation. And also when you see beautiful things, hear melodious sound, smell sweet fragrances, taste delicious flavors, feel soft texture. All of these things are dependent on good karma. And good karma related to previous good action and right speech and loving mind. If you are rich right now, this is the result of generosity in previous life. When you were generous, you also possessed a loving mind. Otherwise, you would not have been generous. Right now, you have precious human life. You have a precious human life. This is the result of discipline. That practice of discipline was combined with bodhicitta. Otherwise, you would not have, for example, yaks do not eat meat. But it is hard to say they keep a vow, and therefore gain merit. If you are beautiful or handsome, this is the result of patience. Your patience was combined with a mind of love. Otherwise, like a mountain rocks, you would not have any result for your patience. Right now, you have great enthusiasm for learning and practice, especially Dharma. This is because you studied and practiced diligently with loving mind in the previous life. Otherwise, you would be someone who, even with the tremendous support of your parents, teachers, and friends, still would not have any uh, appetite for studying and practice. Right now, you are a meditator, and through your meditation, you understand the nature of mind and emptiness. This is your meditation combined with loving mind in previous life. Otherwise, as Milarepa says, masked deer stay in the cave for long time, but it is not a fruitful retreat. Right now, you have great wisdom, especially because you recognize the true truths, and through the path of relative truth, you practice through uh, and understanding of karma, cause and effect, and you have the ability you have ability to realize ultimate truth. This is because you practiced wisdom with a loving mind in a previous life. Otherwise, monkeys have clever minds, but they are not capable of recognizing the ultimate truth. Here I have given you examples of some animals who do not have much capacities or intelligence. But it does not mean that all animals like that. All animals like that. It does not mean. Some animals are uh, uh, emanations of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So they have much greater faculties than we do. Moreover, the Buddha has 32 major marks and 80 minor qualities. They are all included in the three characteristics of the Buddha, which are power, omniscience, and love. The Buddha's power is limitless because it is combined with brilliant omniscience. The brilliant omniscience arises boundless love. Therefore, Bodhicitta is the base of all excellent qualities. Next is verse 20. The holy ones explain that the sole Dharma to be embraced from now until the knowledge of all modes of meditation is reached is Bodhicitta, the ground from which comes forth 100,000 benefits and happiness. The most Buddhist, the most Buddhist practice diligently. I think most of them do not expect the great benefit in this life. Surely they have higher expectations for achieving Buddhahood. But they practice different in different ways. For example, reciting mantras, giving teachings, reflecting and debating and meditating. All of these practices are Dharma practice. So the practitioner needs to combine these with Bodhicitta. But many of us practice Bodhicitta separately from other practice. This is not the fault of Dharma, but as practitioners, we have to be careful. So if you were driving vehicle, Bodhicitta is like a paved road. So make sure to stay on it. If you were to ride a horse, Bodhicitta is like the bait, right? Bait. If your practice turns in the right direction or goes the wrong way, it depends on the application of Bodhicitta. Likewise, there is only one path to nirvana, that is Bodhicitta. Okay, thank you very much, all of you, to listen this teaching. And today we will stop here, and then we will dedicate. We will dedicate together may every being ailing with disease be freed at once from every malady. May all the sickness that afflicts the living be instantly and permanently healed. Thank you very much.